on, everybody? So kind of a something a little kind of cool today, I guess. A little out of the ordinary. To start off, though, I'll say I'm starting a podcast. It's coming out in August. It'll also be a YouTube channel, so you can check that out in August. But they're being cool enough to let me film it at the Sands Theater in Brush. It's the only theater in Brush, obviously, for those of you who are not from Brush. It's also very old. They've remodeled it. It looks amazing. They've done such a good job. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to get to do that. So I thank the Chamber of Commerce for that. Anyway, I've heard stories about the Sands. I mean, for as long as I can remember, about it being haunted, and crazy stuff happening in there, whatever. And I've never really put much stock into it. I do like that kind of stuff. I do watch those paranormal shows on TV, I get into it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, eh. So the Chamber president, she's got stories. The one that's retired's got stories. The guy, Joe, who owned it for decades, he's got stories. All kinds of stuff. As a matter of fact, they're going to send a paranormal investigating crew here this month sometime to come and check it out, to do a little investigation to see if they can figure out if the Sands is haunted or not. So anyway, back to the podcast. They were cool enough. It's going to come out in August, but I've been getting it all set up and everything ready to rock and roll. And I took my some of the stuff down there, especially the lighting, the camera, none of the sound equipment. I just wanted to try and find out where I want to set up everything, and the best if it's the lobby or actually in the theater, which we're going to do. So Matt Gordon, he showed up to kind of check it out. Because I wanted his opinion. He's very good at this kind of stuff. So I was very grateful that old Matt showed up to help me out. And so we set everything up in front of the stage, and behind us is all the seats, and the entrance to the theater, obviously. And it's so muggy in there. There's no air. There's no wind. It's very hot because it's like 100 degrees here in Brush. And obviously no air conditioning because why would they? It's empty other than me and Matt. And the air is very still. So we do a 20-minute conversation, and I have different camera angles and just kind of just playing around with the lighting and checking all of it out. And I go home and I watch it, and I'm watching it, and something catches my eye, right? So Matt and I are talking about the Berenstein Bears and the Mandela effect, theory or whatever it is. And you see a little white orb in the thing. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to put this going to be at the end of this right here. I'm just going to show you. Make sure it's dark in the room when you're looking at it, because it is hard to see. It was hard for me. I barely caught it until I slowed it down and looked at it. But you see it kind of float between me and Matt. Now, maybe it's kakui. I don't know. It's I don't know, a big piece of dust. Maybe it's a insect. I don't know. It's kind of cool though. So I showed it to Matt. I drove there. I'm like, Matt, check it out. So he was like, oh wow. And I said, I'm gonna cut it out and put it on Facebook. He said, okay. So enjoy. I don't know. Like I said, am I saying it's a ghost? No, of course not. But now I'm super excited to film this podcast in the Sands to see what else if I can pick anything else up. So enjoy it. I'll play it a couple times. I'll try and slow it down one time so you can definitely check it out. Like I said, you want to be in a kind of a darker room. So all right, enjoy.
Was yellow, just like the Berenstein Bears. Were never the Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein. I don't know what you're talking about, Berenstein.
You're talking about
that weird conspiracy.
I know it's hard to see, but if you go back and look, it's there. It starts by that second speaker up on the wall, and it ends up by Matt's head, so it kind of disappears there. So, at any rate, have a good night.